is Joel Aguilar from El Salvador, who refereed the United States against Mexico in the Gold Cup final a couple of years back, one of Bob Bradley's last games as coach. Gomez restored to the starting lineup here. Played towards the back post. There are some tall men to aim for. Cameron, Omar Gonzalez, and Goodson as well. He's another one who's back in the starting lineup here. 5 changes for the United States, 4 of them enforced.
Yeah, and I like the inclusion of Herculez Gomez. I think he's more of a two-way player, and then when you include DeMarcus Beasley at left back, and he needs help defensively, Gomez will provide that.
Gomez among the goals in the semi-final round of qualifying, but it gets much, much tougher now. This is such an interesting year in the qualification process, and the prize could not be greater, could it? To play in the World Cup finals in Brazil. That was knocked towards Saborio, the dangerous striker from Real Salt Lake. He scored a bullet header in the first game of the Hex. Wonderful goal. Here's Jermaine Jones. Pitch is playing okay by the look of it. Ball sliding around
quick.
nicely.
It's going to be very quick.
You played in 2 inches of snow, didn't you?
We did.
Once.
2006, Germany against Poland. And what the reality is, as an attacking player, you love it. Because you're challenging every ball. There's going to be a mistake that you can pounce on. The game becomes ugly. It's the person that makes sure that they capitalize on that first mistake will win the game.
One of the problems for the players has been selecting the right studs to wear as well on this. Big inspections going on. Here is Clarence Goodson, getting it out of harm's way. At least he adds a little bit more experience than most of the defenders Jurgen Klinsmann had at his disposal for this game. Remember, there are 8 players injured. Very, very difficult for the coach. And then all the midweek stories of discontent in the camp. It should be said that those stories were largely unattributed. Maybe it's just the normal moaning and groaning and creative tension within a camp. We'll see from the performance here, won't we, I think?
Yeah, of course. As a player, you want to answer it between the lines. But my only concern on that story in Sporting News is, why as a head coach would you address an article with anonymous quotes in it?
Well, I guess he kept on being asked about it. It's the answer to that one. Saborio flag is offside. Bradley will be sitting very deep in a holding midfield role tonight. Jermaine Jones will have a bit more license. Dempsey feeds it here to Altidore. Overdue a goal for the United States, despite the fact that he's hit 25 for AZ Alkmaar in the Netherlands this season. Number 4 on the scoring charts in the Dutch league. Brilliant performance, that best ever by an American striker playing in Europe. Got to do it for the country again, hasn't he now?
Well, I think it's coming. I think with Clint Dempsey underneath him, Gomez on the left, he'll get chances tonight.
This is Bolaños, good player. One of a few they've got players who can hurt you. Ruiz as well, Saborio, and on the bench, very elegant midfield player come striker in Joel Campbell. Bolaños again. Here's Umanya, who actually played in the 2006 World Cup finals. Played all 3 games there. One of those games was against Jurgen Klinsmann's Germany. The opening game, it ended 4-2 to Jurgen's side. He's under the microscope, but I think he kind of likes it. Gamboa, that is, with the throw. Costa Rica have made 5 changes of their own, by the way, for this match. I think they felt they were a little fortuitous to get the point in Panama in the 2-2 draw.
Their first half against Panama was abysmal.
Yeah. I mean, they equalised with Ruiz. It was the first time he'd had any influential part in the game. In the 84th minute, it was a good goal, though. Goodson made the challenge. Comes out to Barrantes. Feeding it right to Oviedo on the far side. And the referee is pulling the game back here because a player down for the United States. DeMarcus Beasley. head injury, I think, was the worry. That's why the referee stopped the game quick. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, collision in the air with Omar Gonzalez, and now immediately you have to think, who's on the bench? Who can come in now for DeMarcus Beasley? And you think of Justin Morrow, of course, but now you have to raise the question, Ian. Why not bring Carlos Bocanegra? Why not bring Michael Parkhurst? I mean, 5 months ago, those two players started in a must-win game at home against Guatemala. Now they're not even in the squad.
Well, let's hope DeMarcus Beasley can make some kind of recovery, because this left-back position is a real problem in this particular roster. Monica Gonzalez on the touchline has some news for us.
Well, and I did talk to some team officials before the game, and they said during practice, even though this week a lot of press wasn't allowed into the practice sessions, they did tell me that the U.S. did try out Mo Adu at outside back during the week. So that could be a potential option if Beasley can't get back into this game.
Well, and they tried him at right back because Jeff Cameron last week played left back for Stoke City.
Yeah, he's played left back a couple of times for Stoke. We're talking emergency measures here. I mean, it is a make do and mend defence, but it had to be with all the injuries. Down goes Jermaine Jones. Ariel Rodriguez it was with the challenge. It's Clarence Goodson. He'll be used to the cold weather playing in Denmark. Mind you, there's a lot of Scandinavian-based players in the Costa Rican side. Jones to Michael Bradley. Finds a nice ball to Dempsey, coming very deep. It's going to be hard to break down Costa Rica. There's a lot of players back there, including the New York Red Bulls man Roy Miller, who's been brought in probably with the job of occupying the kind of areas where Dempsey's going to be.
And he's playing an old-fashioned stopper role of literally just following Clint Dempsey wherever he goes.
That's the plan. An early goal might change everything if the United States can come up with one. DeMarcus Beasley is back and on the pitch again. Can't be too careful with head injuries. I'll have checked him for concussion. You'll know all about that, Taylor.
Yep. You saw the sideline evaluation. Well done from U.S. Soccer staff.
The blizzard gets thicker. So far the lines are pretty clear. And there have been snow ploughs out on the pitch, as you can see. Jermaine Jones in midfield was hustled out of it by Ariel Rodriguez. Is Oviedo, who plays for Everton. Not that he gets too many games for them. The number 8 brought in at left back today for Costa Rica. If you're just tuning in, you are watching live soccer. This isn't a recording of some midwinter game from long ago. We've started the game. Let's hope we're going to be able to finish it. Gomez just hit the back of his heel. Back defending Brian Ruiz, who is the captain. Costa Rica, of course, will remember the way the USA scored in the 94th minute 4 years ago. Jonathan Bornstein's goal, which meant Costa Rica were knocked out of an automatic qualification for the World Cup, and they went on to lose a playoff. So there's a bit of a revenge mission in there, possibly, as far as Costa Rica are concerned. Bradley directing the traffic, asking the ball from the defenders. Forward by Cameron. It doesn't go very far, though.
But it's a better start from the 3 midfielders from the United States. They're staggered. Bradley and Jermaine Jones aren't standing next to each other. Jermaine Jones is pushing a little bit higher, and Bradley's playing as that defensive midfield in front of the 4. Too often in Honduras, they were standing next to each other with no ball pressure.
Jones to Dempsey. Dempsey's got 6 goals in this qualification process in 7 games.
You know, we wondered who would start on the left with Gomez, and Gomez runs off, but this is what it happens. It opens up space now for Dempsey to run off Josie Altidore. When Gomez stays as wide as he can and creates width, it opens up lanes for Clint Dempsey to run in behind.
This is Roy Miller. New York Red Bulls, a specific job for him in there today. Bolaños back to Ruiz. And Ariel Rodriguez feeds it wide, but look at the way the ball just skids on past Christian Gamboa. Dempsey's little flick on his Josie Altidore, yet to score in open play under Jurgen Klinsmann. His only goal in the Klinsmann era, a penalty kick against Slovenia, needs to change. He was full of goals, wasn't he, in the last hexagonal?
Yeah, but when you look at Josie Altidore's record with the United States national team, he's got 13 goals. Yep. 11 of those are with Landon Donovan on the field. So since Jurgen's come in, Landon hasn't been a part of the national team. It's not a coincidence.
And maybe there's a bit of chemistry there that's missing. Bradley again. Remember, the top 3 teams of the 6 go to the World Cup. The 4th team goes into a playoff with what we now know will be New Zealand, who've ensured their position from the Oceania group today. Goodson feeds it long. It's one for Herculez Gomez to chase down that side. Well, they've done well, really, just to get here tonight, but having snapped up those tickets the moment they got on sale, I don't think anybody was going to be staying at home. It only holds 18,000. They need to make plenty of noise. The USA will want to make that home advantage count, as they have done so often. Dempsey from a long way out. It's not a bad idea to keep trying either. The way the ball might skid off the surface, that one didn't.
Oh, I don't mind this whatsoever. With the way the snow's coming down right now, the ball's moving, it's difficult to pick up. Why not? And right out of your picture, you're going to see Graham Zusi come into this looking for the rebound. I don't mind this whatsoever.
Here is Zusi. Dempsey again, turning into a bit of space. This looks promising. Altidore, it's opening up for him. The shot deflects, and it will be turned into the back of the net. And the United States have their lead, and it's Clint Dempsey again. Just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, an early goal like this, 16 minutes in, it sets the tone. And from the opening whistle, you have seen a combination play from Josie Altidore and Clint Dempsey. On the same page, combining, knocking the ball around, but watch Dempsey, knocks it off, fouls the play in the right spot at the right time. Perfect start for the Americans.
Dempsey, again, his 7th goal in the World Cup qualifiers. That puts him level with Costa Rica's Alvaro Saborio, playing for the opposition tonight. Immediately after the goal was scored, the men with the brushes were back trying to keep the lines clear, and the referee could conceivably abandon the game at some point if he cannot see the lines clearly. So that's a threat as well. That will be a real nightmare, wouldn't it, for the United States to be
they're going to
winning
play this
the game.
Ian.
Well, let's hope so. I admire your optimism, Taylor.
And I love the optimism from Josie Altidore right now. All over the field, active, being strong, drawing fouls. Good start from the man.
Clint Dempsey. He's now level all-time with Landon Donovan on 12 World Cup qualifying goals. Joint top. And his have come in fewer games as well. 32nd goal for the United States. He's only couple behind Eric Wijnaldum, who's at number 2 all-time. Zusi trying to get the cross, and this changes everything. Costa Rica have come here to set up a defensive wall, but the wall has been breached early. Exactly what Jurgen Klinsmann would have wanted. Now they have to think about a plan B, Costa Rica, in this game too. The Iceman cometh. Here comes the corner kick, very deep, too deep for everybody. Gonzalez was just tugged, actually, as he tried to go for the ball there, which wasn't a clever thing to do.
Well, and early on, you see Goodson trying to go near post to set up a backdoor pick for Gonzalez or Gomez to get back there.
It wasn't a penalty, but it was a silly thing for Umania to do.
No, but that's something to watch, though, if you're
Yeah.
Costa Rica.
Here's Gamboa for the Costa Ricans. Have to watch Sabarillo. Of course, it has been a little bit of a feature of the United States recently, taking the lead in matches as they did in Honduras and not holding on to leads.
Yeah, but right now I like the early start from the back four. In tune with each other, on the same page. Beasley's been active.
There's Jeff Cameron. Bradley again. Just sitting deep, taking the ball. Playing the playmaker role. Long, no frills, wasn't it, from Omar Gonzalez? But I think it's a night for no frills, particularly if you're a defender. I mean, the good thing is that the surface is not frozen in any way underneath.
But this snow is coming down right now.
Yeah, it's getting thicker again. The lines are still visible. Goodson plays it forward. Here's Altidore. Dempsey thought about a shot again there for a moment. Here's Cameron. Altidore, good hold-up play again. It's signs that his national team form might be returning, involved in the goal.
It's a perfect start. 21 minutes in, his first touch has been clean, strong. He's been a nightmare for Costa Rica early on.
DeMarcus Beasley. Jermaine Jones. Beasley again. First time that DeMarcus Beasley has started a competitive game for the United States since the Confederation Cup way back in 2009. He's the man who won't go away, isn't he? Keeps coming back into squads. Cameron. That's cut out. And the break's on here. Oviedo challenging. Ruiz in the middle. Bolaños is on the back post as well. And Bolaños, it did bounce to him. And I think he was a little surprised that it did.
But there's the effect right there of the snow. Beasley's tracking back, he slips, and that ball surprises Bolaños.
It kicked up, didn't it, off the surface?
Bad giveaway from Jeff Cameron there.
Costa Rica just thought that they had a way of biting back in the game. Remember, they come from 2 down away to Panama. Jones. The United States wondered if they might get a foul there. They didn't. It's quickly out of harm's way by Goodson. DeMarcus Beasley on towards Clint Dempsey. And Mania got a challenge in for Costa Rica. The goal ought to give the United States extra confidence. But this blizzard is getting thicker and thicker.
Well, and look at the field right now. You see players trying to pull it out of their cleats, trying to do anything to get any kind of traction on this field.
Costa Rica might have one eye on the weather as well, hoping it might be able to save them. You wouldn't totally rule that out, although of course they'll make every effort to get this finished.
That is the 3rd or 4th time in this first half Clarence Goodson has just picked the pocket of Costa Rica.
Miller was able to cut it out, finds Barrantes. Remember, Costa Rica did come to Carson in California and win away from home in Jurgen Klinsmann's 2nd game in charge, but that was a friendly. Before that, their previous win on US soil was 1985. It's a good energetic display this from the USA so far. How bad was the challenge there? 1 or 2 complaints from Clint Dempsey, you can see.
Well, with the amount of snow coming down, you wonder how much the referee can see in front of him. I mean, it's a 50-50 ball, no foul.
Yeah, it was okay, wasn't it? I think Santa Claus outfits would have been in order tonight, wouldn't they? Also going on at this moment, Jamaica leading Panama by a 1-0. That game is about a half an hour ahead of this one. And Honduras against Mexico finished in a 2-2 draw after Mexico had led with 2 goals by Chicharito and Andes. So Honduras on to 4 points already. Still hurt here, Jermaine Jones. ESPN's presentation of US soccer brought to you by the new film G.I. Joe Retaliation. On March the 29th, this film is not yet rated. And again, now you can see how thick the snow is there, and they're having to keep these lines clear at every opportunity. Any break in play, the ground staff, and they might be heroes tonight, have got work to do, and there'll be more to do at half-time. In fact, they need these breaks in the play, don't they?
They do.
Monica Gonzalez on the touchline is just clarification on what might happen if conditions do become too bad.
Well, Lynn, I did have a chance to talk to one of the FIFA officials here, and the protocol is interesting. Basically, the referee has 100% discretion, and I even asked if he wants to call a timeout in the middle of a half, can he? And the FIFA official said absolutely. What he has to do is call over the 4th official. The 4th official calls up to the match commissioner upstairs, Victor Daniel from Granada, and then the decision can be made to do so if needed. But with this little break in action, the sidelines are once again visible. We've got halftime coming up, so hopefully we won't have to see that happen. Ian, back to you.
Yeah, thanks to Monica. But what is not visible at the moment are the lines of the penalty area away to our right. And the referee will be concerned about that as well, because he has to make a call if there's a foul inside that box, of course. Bolaños, it looked like it went out of play. Or did it? Yeah, Guzan having to make the save. I'm sure that went out of play on the far side.
And on any night, of course, you play until the whistle, but especially tonight, you don't know if the assistant referee, the referee, that ball's out of bounds.
Way out.
But the delay of the whistle, you have to play until the whistle blows. Anything goes right now with the conditions.
Well, he has given the goal kick in the end. Yep, things like that could happen where the line isn't too clear. It is quite clear, in fact, where that particular incident did occur. Jones is still limping after that earlier challenge. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Here's Omar Gonzalez, LA Galaxy player, young defender looking to really make his way, and if he could emerge, it would be a big, big plus for the United States in this transitional area where Carlos Bocanegra and Steve Cherundolo and not getting any younger, of course. Oh, beautifully done by Ruiz. Lovely piece of play. This looks a promising attack from Costa Rica. The ball is just beginning to stop a little on that thicker snow in places. Saborio stays down.
That's great recovery from Hercules Gomez. That ball turns over in the midfield. He's 35 yards away. Great recovery run.
Michael Bradley again for the United States, who are on this amazing home run. They've won 20 of the last 22 home games in World Cup qualifiers. That run going back 12 years. Graham Zusi at Sporting Kansas City. What a lovely turn and piece of control from him. Super that from Zusi. Real class. Picked up again by Jermaine Jones and Hercules Gomez. What a night to change into white shirts for the USA. Beasley deflected that. Not easy to deal with back there. It was Gonzalez who got it away. Saborio, Goodson having a good game back there, keeping a close tab. He seems really alive and alert to everything so far. Beasley goes long, it's towards Altidore.
This is the kind of play, though, we saw in Columbus against Jamaica. Is putting pressure on Costa Rica and then their end, and then when that ball turns over, immediate ball pressure from the United States.
Beasley down the line to Jones, who seems okay again after that injury. Here's Gomez. Good eagerness and dynamism, just as you'd expect from the USA, really. Cameron, it's a good attack again with Zusi on that far side, barely visible through the blizzard. Tuesday on ESPN, the US travels to the Azteca Stadium to take on Mexico. We'll have a full hour program coverage beginning at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN, also available on the Watch ESPN app. So the pre-game show, remember, an hour before the game, with all the talking points and all the news. Always one of the biggest games, of course, in the whole World Cup cycle for the United States, and for Mexico for that matter. Miller helped it forward. Bradley cutting off the avenues. Jones to Dempsey. Dempsey coming quite deep, as he likes to do, and looking to lead by example as the new skipper of the side. He did captain the USA for 45 minutes once back in 2010 in the second half, but I don't think that really counts. Here's Ruiz. Good work from DeMarcus Beasley, playing for the United States for the 13th consecutive year.
Well, and he brings experience, but what he also brings is an engine. You saw Ruiz beat him with the first move. The second move, he can't get by him because Beasley recovers.
98th cap it is for him. Been a good old servant, hasn't he? And having to fill in for the team tonight at left back. And apparently cheerfully enough, judging by his demeanor at training last night. Miller inside to Barrantes. Bolaños' little layoff is a casual one. Here's Jeff Cameron. Aiming towards Altidore. This one was behind him, not quite accurate enough, the delivery. World Cup qualifiers going on all over the world today. Here are a couple of other eye-catching ones coming up. If you look at that, the world champion Spain held at home by Finland to a 1-1 scoreline. And Israel 3, Portugal 3. Israel were ahead 3-2 late on in that one as well. Cristiano Ronaldo and all.
And England won 8-0.
Yeah, against San Marino. Got a big one on Tuesday away to Montenegro, who topped the group. Nobody has a divine right to qualify for the World Cup. England have failed to make it a few times. France failed to make it 4 times, but 4 years before they became world champions. Argentina scraped in late, didn't they, last time under Diego Maradona. There's a danger you take that treat for granted. It has to be earned, and it'll have to be earned by the United States in this hexagonal. Omar Gonzalez playing it wide. Good energy. Zusi was trying to make some headway. He showed up well, particularly in the home games when used, Zusi. seemed to develop a particularly good understanding with Steve Cherundolo. We hope he'll be fit again pretty soon. He's been out since mid-December in Germany. Is Altidore having his best game for the United States for a while, I'd say, to Gomez. The pitch just about holding up, but the snow getting thicker. And look at that, Gomez is having to clear a little patch in the snow to hit his free kick.
And Mark Connolly in the booth right now is reminding me about Adam Vinatieri. It's a dangerous set piece though, 20 yards from goal, an in-swinger. Make Navas have to make a save here if you're Hercules Gomez.
Just in this with a bit of skid on towards the back post. Heads are up, but there's some pushing and shoving going on. The referee saw that he didn't like, and the whistle goes straight away. Wow. Hard to see what that was given for, really.
No, I mean, it was a late throw from Dempsey, but that look at where the referee is.
Yeah. Away by Omar Gonzalez. He's impressed Jurgen Klinsmann in his time in the camp so far. Mature, professional was how he described him. 11 minutes to the break. So far, so good for the USA, who are looking to get on the board in this group. The only team so far without a point. Still early, though. 10 matches in all, going through to October. June will be important with 3 big games coming up, away to Jamaica and then home to Panama and Honduras. Inside to Altidore. Good news for the United States. Everywhere you look around the side, there are people having a pretty good game.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of questions were on the back four and how inexperienced they were. Look, 36 minutes into this game, they've been very compact, on the same page, and very simple. It's been a good start from the United States, and particularly defending.
And 64% of the ball as well, rather underlining that. Umanya is the player who clears it. Jones doing well, plays in the, or has played this season in the Champions League for Schalke and scored in the round of 16 tie against Galatasaray, but Schalke went out. Ruiz. Nobody really slipping too much. There was just a hint of one for a moment there by Ruiz. The first time we've seen that. But the lines, the halfway line is now invisible, but you can still see the penalty area lines. I'll tell you what, they can strike medals for the ground stuff if they get through this. Parantes. Costa Rica. Oviedo. There's the 1-2 with Bolaños. This is good from the Costa Ricans. And a rare piece of work for Brad Guzan, who's filling in here for Tim Howard. He's got a couple of broken bones in his back. He'll be out for a couple more weeks.
U.S. have to be careful here not to get too far spread out. Early in this first half, they've been very good defending as a team, but when Beasley gives the ball away, there can't be 30 yards from Jose Altidore to Omar Gonzalez.
Here is Jose Altidore. Bradley getting further forward. He'll soon be back in his deeper role. Nicely done by Jermaine Jones. Looking for a little chip ball for Dempsey. That was exactly those two working together, which produced the goal in Honduras. A brilliant goal it was too. A volley by Dempsey after a peach of a pass from Jones. got to forget the conditions and get on with the job. It's not easy for the players. I think the United States adapting very, very well to it so far. Oviedo looking a bit of a threat when he comes forward down that left-hand side. This is Bolaños. We've got to watch Saborío's head if he gets a decent cross in. It was towards him. That was a very, very good piece of work again by Clarence Goodson to get there first, with Saborío waiting to pull the trigger. The ball is still travelling okay across this surface. Another factor for the referee will be the player's safety on the surface. I don't think that's an issue at the moment. Just hit the back of Herculez Gomez. It's Ruiz. I really do need to keep tabs on him because he's a player who can produce a pass which can open you up in an instant.
Especially when the ball turns over. He does a wonderful job at getting between the lines of the midfield and defenders. When that ball turns over, have your eyes for Ruiz.
Of course, Clint Dempsey will have given Jurgen Klinsmann the big rundown on Brian Ruiz, won't he? Because those two were teammates at Fulham.
Of course.
Jurgen Klinsmann was thinking they had to just stick close to Ruiz and, if necessary, be a little bit physical with him. You can read into that remark what you will. He's coming into it a little bit more, especially down that left-hand side, Costa Rica on the far side, beginning to pose one or two problems for the US defence down there. Ariel Rodriguez feeds it wide here to Christian Gamboa. It's going to be easy for Guzan, who's been in fantastic form for Aston Villa. I think without his great saves, they might already be close to relegation from the English Premier League.
Well, and the biggest game of his national team career comes at a great time for him. He's playing the best soccer of his career, hands down, at Aston Villa the last 6 or 7 months. I mean, those saves against Man City?
Yeah, amazing. And of course, Villa had an amazingly good win last week too against their relegation rivals, Queen's Park Rangers. Harry Redknapp's side. Guzan pulled off a few heroics in that one as well.
I mean, with how hard this snow's coming down, you wonder about the visibility of the assistant referee right now.
There we go, getting close to half-time. United States in a snowbound Denver, leading by a goal to nil scored by Clint Dempsey, but with no 100% certainty that we will get through this game. Just to add to the drama, stay watching. DeMarcus Beasley towards the back post. Altidor's waiting. The goalkeeper's come and he's not got there. And Dempsey seemed to go down. Is there a penalty for that? No, the referee was close and said nothing. Well, Bradley forward again. Gomez to lay it back. Dempsey again, and it deflects for a corner kick. The United States close to a second.
And Costa Rica has completely gotten away with one here. Navas comes off the line, doesn't get the ball. This is a penalty.
Oh, that's a penalty.
That's a penalty.
All night long.
Not even a question.
On Clint Dempsey. All night long. That should have been given.
Well, and then the worst part is the play continues on. There could have been a handball.
Wow. That looked, as they say, a stone wall spot kick. And the referee had a perfect view of it too.
Standing 5 feet from it.
Right deep again. Getting very hard to see for everybody here. Now look at this again. Dempsey. Miller doesn't get the ball.
He got him.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
No let up in the blizzard. Well, the man with the broom is nearly colliding with the players.
It's like playing at the park right now. Sunday afternoon, playing at the park.
It would all be tremendous fun, except there are huge
Except it's a
World Cup points at
qualifier on
stake.
it.
Yeah. Just thinking if the USA were one down, they might be not quite so keen to keep the lines clear.
Yeah, but they're not down 1-0 either.
Yeah, they're one up. Here's Altidore. Doing well so far. They do look a little panicky back there at times, the Costa Ricans. They've changed the goalkeeper tonight. Navas, who was the usual number one, was displaced for the last game by Patrick Pemberton. He's back here. Now here's Saborio. I've seen much of him so far. Cameron covering well. Ooh. Ball is cut up. He's given the ball away. You can't afford to give it away there.
No, not with 1 to 2 minutes left in the first half.
Jermaine Jones. Came off Umanya.
That's not Jermaine Jones's game, though. Just keep it simple. You see Gomez overlapping on the left. Knock him in behind.
Barantes feeds it was. Here's the dangerous Oviedo on this side. Saborio's got a hint of a chance here. The covering's good, and Ruiz. Tremendous block by Omo Gonzalez. Otherwise, Costa Rica would have been in.
That is all on the recovery run from DeMarcus Beasley. When this ball turns over and Costa Rica gets in behind, watch DeMarcus Beasley get in behind right here. Perfect. He gets Saborio off his game. Then Gonzalez and Goodson sliding in.
3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half, and the ground staff will need to get out there very quickly. They need a break in the weather. There's no sign of it, and none forecast, if we're honest with you. Here comes the corner kick. Guzan says that's mine.
That's the second time off the ball, Ian, that Saborio has had an altercation either with Gonzalez or Goodson.
And that incident continues, and the back chat as well.
But immediately, Jermaine Jones and DeMarcus Beasley are looking at the assistant referee. I don't think he can see that far across the field.
No, he can't see anything. No. I mean, we've got enough trouble up here.
Right.
Seeing through the blizzard. Everyone's wearing white tonight in one sense or another.
I mean, the play's done. You see Saborio just come in with a late hit on Gonzalez.
Bound to get a bit feisty. Getting his own special chants from the US fans. Guzan. This time it's Gamboa who's down injured. Fragmented end to the first half. And Gomez is telling him to get up. Not a night where you choose to lie around in the snow. Not a choice too long, I wouldn't have thought. Just got a little more into the game, haven't they, Costa Rica, in the last 10 minutes or so. Really need the home points.
Well, I think frustration has set in a little bit too for Costa Rica.
Yeah.
You're starting to see off the ball stuff. They're frustrated.
This time Giancarlo Gonzalez won the header for them. Starting to just play a little higher up the pitch. Oviedo in particular on the ball there, looking a threat down that side. Overlapping every time he can, the Everton man.
But Ian, with the weather conditions right now, you heard Alexi Lawless say it in the pregame, this isn't a soccer game anymore. This is a battle in the backyard. Who wants it more?
Certainly a different kind of soccer game.
It's not a game. There's no style points right now. You're up 1-0 United States. Get into halftime, regroup. 3 points is a must, no matter how you get it.
Nearly time for the half-time whistle. Shirt changes, I think, for the players. That is half-time. Cue the ground staff to go and get the lines clear and try to keep this match on. It's on at the moment, and it's going well for the United States at the moment. Vitally, they lead Costa Rica 1-0 at halftime as we return you to Bob Lee.
Thank you, Ian and Taylor. Well,
المنتخب الكوري الجنوبي يواجه نظيره القطري. التصفيات الآسيوية المؤهلة لكأس العالم 2014. الثلاثاء حصرياً على الجزيرة الرياضية.
المنتخب الكويتي يواجه نظيره الإيراني. التصفيات المؤهلة لكأس آسيا 2015. الثلاثاء على الجزيرة الرياضية.
المنتخب التركي يواجه نظيره المجري. التصفيات الأوروبية المؤهلة لكأس العالم 2014. الثلاثاء حصرياً على الجزيرة الرياضية بلس 9.
Struggling to see the ball in the conditions. Well, join the club. So are we in the commentary booth here, and we're kind of wondering why they're not switching to an orange ball here. It would be a lot easier, wouldn't it, to see on this surface, but we shouldn't quibble, and I have to say it again.
How about the grounds crew
They
at
are
halftime?
performing miracles.
Unbelievable.
Racing around at 60 miles an hour
Well, at
on
one
their
point
snow plows. And
You had 40 people in the middle of the field with shovels.
so the game continues, and the USA need it to continue, and they need it to stay like this. A goal to the good, having lost, remember, the first game in the vital hexagonal away to Honduras.
And going into halftime, Costa Rica found a little bit of rhythm on that left-hand side. Graham Zusi has to be careful. He has to make sure he's tracking back with OVA to overlap him.
Remember, the United States haven't won any of their last 5 meetings with Costa Rica. That's their worst run against any CONCACAF nation for 14 years. We looked at the forecast at halftime, hoping that for a bit of better news. The forecast is the snow goes on here for the next 12 hours. Just the 12. They might as well be up in the Rockies, you know.
I think we are. This is unbelievable.
It really is. I don't think I've ever seen conditions like this and the game carrying on. Maybe once or twice many moons ago. It is very, very strange scene, isn't it? It's supposed to be spring, isn't it? It's Bolaños for Costa Rica. Played forward by Barrientos. Omar Gonzalez was physical and strong enough. He'll be learning all the time back there about international football. Well played in the end by Giancarlo Gonzalez. There's a Gonzalez playing in both defences today. By the way, that goal scored by Clint Dempsey means the United States continue an amazing sequence. They have now scored in the last 27 World Cup qualifiers they've played. That is a current world record. This is the man who's scoring nearly all of them, Clint Dempsey. Came back last week after missing 5 games for Tottenham with a calf injury. He played 45 minutes for Tottenham, but that's his only minutes in the last month or so, Taylor.
Well, we saw that September of last year as well. He was out 4 or 5 weeks, then came back with the home and away at Jamaica, scored at the away game in Jamaica. So when he comes back fit, he's ready to rock.
Naturally fit guy, isn't he?
You just want him on the field.
Involving Jermaine Jones, and conversations going on all over the place. Roy Miller and Josie Altidore as well.
Weird. Stupid yellow card from Roy Miller.
I think we can call it white hot, can't we? The temperature out there. Yellow card then for Roy Miller. That means he misses the next game for Costa Rica, which is at home to Jamaica on Tuesday. In fact, no fewer than 9 of the squad they brought here were sitting on a yellow card. By the way, Clint Dempsey is as well. He'd be banned for the Mexico game if he got a yellow here. So too would Michael Bradley, a couple of others as well.
Zuzi and Adu as well, Ian.
Yeah. So that's a worry. It's pretty harsh, the disciplinary system. 2 yellows and you're out for a game. So sooner or later, those players, I think, will pick up that extra yellow. I think the temperature might be a little bit different in Mexico City on Tuesday.
I hope so.
Count on it. In more ways than one, I think, Taylor.
Well, especially, too, if the U.S. get 3 points out of this. Who would have thought Monday with the article in Sporting News, the U.S. win, they get 3 points tonight, that they'll have more points in Mexico?
Haven't got them yet, though, have they?
No. Long way to go.
Costa Rica looking more of a threat as the first half wore on, you'd have to say. After a very, very good first half an hour by the United States. Gonzalez hitting the ball long for the USA. Dempsey again. Flicked on. Here's Altidore. The angle got a little bit difficult for a moment. It looked like the left foot volley could be on for Altidore. Here he is again. He got his shot away and it skids wide.
This is the Josie Altidore that U.S. soccer fans wanted to see tonight. Just big, strong, and I love it. We saw the goal in the first half came from Josie taking a shot from 18, 19 yards out. He's been active all night long.
Goodson up towards Dempsey. Well, we're hearing something quite extraordinary from the match commissioner's officer, and US Soccer are saying the same thing, that if this game does have to be stopped and abandoned tonight, it can be resumed from the minute it stopped, and they would play whatever remaining time there was. I have never heard of that, and I must say I do doubt it. There's a lot of confusion. We'll see, but that's what people are saying. I'm only passing that on, but that would be highly irregular. I'm not sure Costa Rica would be buying that. There's a free kick been given here right on the edge of the penalty area. Sabarillo went down, and this is dangerous. They're going to have to watch Ruiz here. There's a real moment of danger here for the United States, who believe they should have had a penalty when they're right in the first half. Look at the players clearing a path so that the ball can sit just nicely to be hit.
I just wonder, though, with the footing right now, can Ruiz get enough on this to get it up and over the wall? Why not throw in 2 extra players in the wall here?
It's Ruiz. Oh, and it deflected. It could have gone anywhere off that wall. Happily for the US, it went behind for a corner. He scored twice in the 2-2 draw when the Costa Ricans came to Washington 4 years ago. That could have ended up in the corner.
Yeah, it's just too difficult, though, right now with that footing to be able to get that ball up and over the wall.
You were right, Taylor. It's a corner. Goes a long way. Umania got a head to it. Saborio played it in there, and I think it was Bradley who smuggled it away, but they're beginning to knock quite hard on the door here, Costa Rica. I hope you can follow this through the blizzard at home. We're trying to on the outskirts of Denver. Here comes the corner kick. Guzan has missed it. He went for that. We were expecting the punch away. He never got there, I don't think.
And that is exactly why you have to follow your runner no matter what here. Guzan coming off his line. He has to get that. That is inside the 6-yard box.
Whoa.
Lucky for the U.S.
How close run I think was that? Monica Gonzalez, our sideline reporter, has some more news for us.
Well, Ian, there's a lot. The match commissioner is down here on the field, and they were talking. They are going to stop the game. They're going to have a meeting. They'll talk about it, and they'll decide if they want to continue to play. They will try to shovel the field while the play is being stopped, and then the match commissioner and referee will decide where to go from there. Back to you, Ian.
Well, that's quite dramatic news. Thank you, Monica. The game is being stopped. The game is being stopped 55 minutes in.
Come on. It's ridiculous. Just play the game.
Big discussions going on, but it looks like a decision has been taken that the conditions have become too extreme. Well, this is going to be a right row.
Yeah, I think the referee, though, should be allowed to talk to players right now. The players have no problem with it, Ian.
Jurgen Klinsmann is furious, but it looks like the match commissioner, in association with the referee, has made a decision to... Now, are they stopping the game for good for the night, or are they going to try to clear the lines again and resume it? The match commissioner is Victor Daniel from Grenada, who's already gone into the locker room, we are told.
Yeah, but you even see the Costa Rican players over there saying to play on.
Yes, which is extraordinary, really. You'd think they'd take this, wouldn't you? One down.
Well, I don't know, though, because the last 6 or 7 minutes, they've been putting pressure on the U.S.
Wow.
Listen, the referee right there, talk to the players. They're on the field. They have no problem with playing the game.
The final decision always is with the referee. And then amid all of this is this extraordinary story we've heard that the game could be resumed tomorrow and they'll play whatever remaining minutes. I think the conditions will be far worse tomorrow because this snow is forecast to get
well,
to 6,
Ian, by the way, we're pausing the game right now, Ian. The forecast for the next 12 hours is snow.
And
let's go.
While they're pausing the game, the lines are getting further obliterated. And the referee has to consider, A, the player's safety, whether a match can continue in a feasible way. There's great debates going on. You have to say the Costa Ricans seem to be saying as well, they're happy to play on.
So here's my question, though. If the referee has the final say, then why does the match commissioner have to pause the game? I don't understand that.
Well,
if it's the referee's decision and he wasn't stopping the game until notified, I don't understand this.
Well,
yes.
Has a decision been taken to resume the game here?
Yeah, let's go. Game on.
Has the referee said to the players, "Are you happy to play on?" Yeah, I think that's what's happened. I think that, as he said to the players, "Are you happy with this?" And they've kind of said yes.
Well done by the referee.
Well done by the players, particularly the Costa Rican ones. I mean, you could not accuse them of gamesmanship, could you there? Extraordinary developments here, and really almost unprecedented decision-making going on. But this snow, I have to tell you, is getting thicker and thicker. They're carrying on for the moment. Whether they can get through to the end of it, you were very optimistic early. I wasn't quite so optimistic, Taylor.
We're playing the game,
We're
but
playing somehow, some way. It is a crazy night here in Commerce City in Denver. But these are near farcical conditions now. But we've got this far, so I guess if everybody's willing, I'll try to get through it all as long as it remains something resembling a football match. Here's Zusi to play one in. Oh, and another very good effort there, just wide of the post. Dempsey again, he's so predatory.
he's so good when he's coming out of the midfield. It's that third attacker. And Costa Rica has a nightmare trying to defend crosses. We saw this against Mexico in the second round of qualifying. They don't track their runners. And when the runner's coming out of the midfield like Clint Dempsey, nightmare to defend.
I'm just thinking, Taylor, this is a night that's going to go down in US soccer folklore. People are going to be talking about this game for years. Do you remember that night?
In US sports folklore? What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. It's soccer, but not as you know it. Oviedo is stopped in his run down the left-hand side. This is Gonzalez doing the covering, Giancarlo Gonzalez.
Good work from Jose Altidore.
Yeah, he's run the channels, he's worked very hard.
It's a little thing, but in a game like this, chase down every ball.
Away by Roy Miller of New York Red Bulls. Normally a left back, left-sided player, but part of that five-man defense. To maybe change that. I wonder if we're going to see Joel Campbell soon, this very talented 20-year-old who's on the bench. He came on in the last game and made a bit of a difference. Elegant, but whether he can do it on this, we shall see.
Well, and he came in, mind you, that second half against Panama.
Lovely ball that from Barrantes to Saborio, who got a decent effort in from what looked an impossible angle. Good hit, that.
Well, and this save from Guzan is a lot more difficult on a night like tonight. Watch that, no rebound. Difficult angle for Saborio, but good save from Guzan.
Ruiz here for Costa Rica, looking to get that ball in behind. Here's Jermaine Jones. That's a nifty piece of work from him. The US look as if they might have a second goal in them, but I'd have to say as well that Costa Rica look as if they too might get themselves on the score sheet here. It's dramatic and spectacular in many ways. The other game going on tonight has finished. There's no snow in Jamaica, I promise you that. Cool runnings and all that left to one side. 1-1, Jamaica, Panama. Panama coming back from a goal down, and we are going to see Joel Campbell coming on now for Christian Bolaños. Not his kind of night, really. Tricky wide player. And Campbell to be introduced, who plays for Real Betis, who lies 7th in La Liga, the top Spanish league. He's actually on the books of Arsenal, couldn't get a work permit to play in the English Premier League. That's why he's in Spain at the moment and doing pretty well there too. At the end of the game tonight, go to espnfc.com to watch our live post-game show, Boot Room Extra. Full recap featuring your Twitter questions and comments. Use hashtag FC Boot Room. Somewhere over there on the far side, it's a throw-in, I think.
Are you sure?
Bradley, dispossessed in midfield. is Saborio, but nothing doing there. Campbell's gone onto the right-hand side where Bolaños was playing. This comes through to Gonzalez. Here's the other Gonzalez, Omar, and then it's away by Cameron doing the covering behind him in the end. Now Altidore, again holding the play up well, working very well, just laying it off to Dempsey, but control of the ball is difficult, and trying to wait a pass on this as well, that's offside.
That's hard too, isn't it? Very easy tonight.
How hard do you hit the pass to go, say, 20 yards across a surface like this?
Well, on a surface like this, you want to make sure you overhit it, especially going forward, because if anything, then you just put Costa Rica on their heels.
I must say, I was surprised that Costa Rica weren't very happy to troops off to the locker room when offered the chance. And the challenge from Oviedo looked on the stiff side there, didn't it? Free kicks given.
Dempsey sets Oviedo up perfect here. It's a little stutter step that allows Oviedo to get in there. Draws a great free kick here. I love that. Just that little stutter step baits Oviedo to come in. He dives in, draws a foul.
If you could hit one here with a left foot that could skid in front of the goalkeeper. The right foot instead of Zusi towards the back post. The referee very quick on any pushing and shoving. And
that's the third straight set piece, Ian.
Every time he
the United States, he's called the foul off the ball.
All the officials from El Salvador tonight. It is Joel Aguilar who is in charge. He did actually go to South Africa for the World Cup, but didn't get a game.
That makes two of us.
Yeah. You can tell me about that again later. Taylor should have gone. The one thing you'd say, as difficult as the conditions are, they do not look unsafe for the players.
No, not at all.
I mean, one problem for the referee is, say a challenge goes in and a player slides into another player causing an injury. That's something the referee has to consider. That isn't happening, not yet. Lots of other things are.
Josie! Show up!
Will go behind for a corner kick. Can the United States get a vital second goal? A cushion. Otherwise it might be a nervy ending with Costa Rica throwing a lot of players forward. Hercules Gomez to take it. Again, struggling to get the ball airborne. Whoever's got the contract to make the match balls, can you please come up with some orange ones? That's what you have to play with on white surface like snow. Cameron's long throw. Gonzalez gets it away. Ruiz's control, even in this, is velvet and instant. That's a miscue by Barrantes. Let's see if the ball carries on rolling, just about out of play. It is slowing up on that, though. It will be near to a miracle, I would say, if we get through 90 minutes, but that's the way we're heading at the moment. Cameron. Zusi and Miller just had a little kick out, didn't he, there, away from the ball towards Zusi, who made nothing of it. Meanwhile, Barrantes brings it away. Tried to wait it for Brian Ruiz. Oh, now then, Ruiz is making an awful lot of that challenge there by Jermaine Jones. Now, what's the referee going to do here? He's saying it's an elbow, Ruiz. Now, what does the referee do here with Jermaine Jones? Oh, it's a hand off, isn't it?
I don't understand why do this, though, if you're Jermaine Jones. There's no reason to do that.
On another night, that could have been a red card.
There's no reason to.
As it is, it's not even a yellow. Maybe the referee couldn't see it all through the snow, but...
But why? You have the 2 yards of space, knock it forward and move on.
What it is a free kick, rightly, to Costa Rica. Michael Barrantes is going to take it. Never gets into the danger area. But Barrantes won it back again, and then Miller's effort is charged down.
A couple nervy moments here from the U.S. Bad giveaway from Herculez Gomez, and a stupid foul from Jermaine Jones.
Barrantes again, this time it's too far. It comes out to Ariel Rodriguez. Plays it back in, bouncing around dangerously. Ruiz trying to help it on. It's ping-pong around that penalty area in the snow. Barrantes towards the back post. Guzan came to get it. In off the post and in. It's offside. The flag is up. The goal will not count. Whoa, that is a big let-off for the United States. Costa Rica nearly getting the payoff. Away by Omar Gonzalez.
Great call. Great call from the assistant referee. And for the United States, thank goodness that was right in front of them.
I think it was Campbell's header, wasn't it? Good one too.
I don't know if the assistant referee can see that, if that's on the other side of the 18-yard box.
It was William Torres, the official on the far side, and looked a great call. And remember, the USA were denied what looked a certain penalty in the first half for a foul on Dempsey. But this is getting a pretty close run thing. "20 minutes remaining. We need the weather to give us a little bit of a break somewhere in this as well." DeMarcus Beasley, USA at the moment just unable to keep the ball, and it keeps coming back again. Umania is the player who launches it long, winning his 65th cap tonight, the central defender who plays for one of the famous clubs in Costa Rica, Saprissa, sometimes known as the Purple Monster.
You see right now, Jermaine Jones, Herculez Gomez, Michael Bradley, they're all having a conversation. And Jurgen Klinsmann all week long talked about the relationship with Jones and Bradley. Right now, this is the most important time. You're up 1-0. Make sure both of you are on the same page, especially defensively in front of Goodson and Gonzalez.
Just got to offer a good shield in front of that defence, I'd say, at the moment. The Costa Ricans just beginning to be the bosses in midfield in this phase of the game. ESPN's presentation of US soccer brought to you by Sport Clips. It's not just a haircut, it's pure awesome. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy. USA 1, Costa Rica 0. We can just about read the electronic scoreboard at the far end through the blizzard. Away by Roy Miller. Both sides really have abandoned any idea of playing pretty football. Now they're hitting it long and seeing if they can get the second ball when it bounces down. Diego Calvo going to replace Oviedo. He's coming on for his debut here for Costa Rica, player for Alajuelense, another of the big teams in Costa Rica, winners of the Apertura title, the opening championship in Costa Rica, Alajuelense. So on comes Diego Calvo, midfield player, only 20. He'll go onto that left-hand side. Looks like Miller might be going back to his more conventional left-back role here in a slight change of shape. Free kicks given, rightly so. Goodson's challenge, he wasn't there though. They've taken it 2 or 3 yards ahead of where the actual foul was committed. The referee seemed happy enough with that. There's almost a sort of anything goes kind of feeling about developments out there. This game, if you're recently tuned in, just about surviving, was nearly abandoned 10 minutes after half-time. It seemed like the players talked the referee round. Barantes, it was meant, I think, as a shot that from him.
There are a lot of questions about Guzan's role, his nerves. He's come off his line only once, making a mistake. It didn't cost him. He's been sound tonight. Very strong.
United States 1, Costa Rica now. Clint Dempsey's goal separating the sides, coming pretty early in the piece. Should have had a penalty as well. Costa Rica having one chalked off for offside just a few moments ago. Eddie Johnson to be introduced. This substitution fueled by Gatorade. He replaces Graham Zusi. Johnson, who's missed a bit of training with a muscle injury, 3 days of training, in fact, which is one reason why he was not considered to start here.
Good 75 minutes from Graham Zusi as well.
Eddie Johnson, who's had a renaissance this season with the national side. Had a memorable contribution to make with 2 goals in the game against Jamaica. Here's his first involvement, being deployed on the right-hand side where Zusi was playing. Good first contribution. Cut out by DeMarcus Beasley, who's still got that speed. It's Hercules Gomez on the far side now for the United States. Tremendously difficult for the players. They're almost having to be like snow plows at times to get the ball and move with it in these conditions.
Well, and right now you want to say the U.S. needs to keep better possession, but how can you complain right now with the conditions?
I'm going to ask you this. Give me an honest answer. Is this playable?
Of course it is. You kidding me?
And you'd have given
I got my shin guards on right now.
And you'd have given me the same answer if it was 1-0 to Costa Rica, would you?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Actually, I'm lying.
I think we now know that the referee doesn't think it's really playable, but he's happy to go along with it if the players are. Seemed to be what happened. Is that how you read it as well, Taylor?
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the safety of the players, we're not seeing many players slipping or whatnot. Yeah, maybe the field's not great, and your first touch isn't perfect, but no one's really in danger here.
Guzan, not easy for the goalkeeper to handle, even with the gloves. A wet, slippery ball with snow on it. Gonzalez's header down. Eddie Johnson's done well there. He's found Josie Altidore. There's Hercules Gomez. Good possession football from the United States, but that I don't think was ever going to work. Saborio won the header, importantly. Ruiz, captain of the side. Saborio, just for a moment there, you wondered if he'd get the shot away. Didn't quite work out for him.
And that's the danger of Brian Ruiz. He gets in between the lines of the midfield and the defenders. It's impossible to pick him up.
Diego Calvo, debutant. Don't forget the USA in action in the big one. Away to Mexico, Tuesday in the Azteca. Do not miss it. We're on air for a full hour pre-game show coverage starting 9:30 Eastern on ESPN, and you can catch it too if you're on the move on your Watch ESPN app. The match commissioner has now stated that this game will be completed.
Which means nothing because it's the referee's final decision, right?
Apparently.
All right, good. I just want to make sure I got that one right.
Well, we were told pre-game that the match commissioner had plenty of say pre-game, but once it had started, it was always the referee's call. It seems to have been a kind of committee decision, including the players. I think in the end it is common sense. I mean, there's no idea or no chance of playing this tomorrow.
No.
I wouldn't have thought here. It's going to snow all night, according to the forecasters. We should have got a weatherman in the booth tonight, shouldn't we? As well, we've needed it. Going to be another change by Costa Rica. Juan Diego Madrigal is going to come on, defender, to take the place of Christian Gamboa.
If you need a weatherman to see what's going on right now, then I'd tell you you're blind. You have to wonder, though, right now, Jurgen Klinsmann on the sideline, when do you bring in a guy like Kyle Beckerman or Maurice Edu, someone to help the midfield?
Just sit in there now. Not take the view, what we have, we hold.
Well, you're in the 80th minute now. You're up 1-0. Get 3 points. Bring in someone to help Jermaine Jones, Michael Bradley, because right now they've put in a ton of work. The legs have to be tired running in the snow. Bring in some fresh legs.
This is Joel Campbell on the far side. I wouldn't think many of these players have ever played in conditions like that. And while the game's going on, there are ground staff running onto the pitch. Wait for the throw-in, he says, because the ground staff are at work doing all the lines again.
You said it was done by committee.
Yes. Well, I think without this many ground staff,
There's no
this game would have been no chance at all. Not a prayer. Miller for Costa Rica. And then Berantes sitting it long. Saborio is the target. They've decided the long ball game is probably going to work best because a passing game on this is, well, dicing with danger, really. Eddie Johnson now. Quite happy to take people on in towards Altidore. Giancarlo Gonzalez has had a good game back there for Costa Rica. He's cut out a few things. Goodson recovered well there. A Brøndby player, plays in Denmark. Ruiz fed it inside. There might be one or two anxious moments left in this, I think, for the United States. We're inside the last 10 minutes. Maurice Edu is going to replace Jermaine Jones in midfield. Edu's come through a horrible period where he couldn't get a game at Stoke City. He's gone to Turkey and played for Bursaspor over there in the Turkish Super League, and he's getting a lot more game time, happily. He did include a red card recently, but he'll be happy to be back playing again. Tonight's attendance there are confirmed a sellout, 19,374 officially. And just to reiterate, those tickets sold in under an hour. So well done to the public in the Denver area for really getting behind the team.
Have to love those American Outlaws, don't you?
Yeah, we went to see them again last night. Here's DeMarcus Beasley. No way through for Gomez. Ariel Rodriguez just looking to get a ball in behind. Aidu's first involvement. It's a crazy deflection. Trying to feed that through for Saborio. Ruiz trying to set up the ace scorer, Alvaro Saborio of Real Salt Lake. I think he scored all their goals in MLS so far, hasn't he, Saborio?
Oh, and he's got 45 over 3 years. If it wasn't for a guy in Chris Wondolowski, Saborio, I mean, 45 goals in 3 years. And I'd say he's in the best shape since going to Real Salt Lake right now. Early on this season, he has scored 3 really good goals.
And he'll remain a threat as long as he's out there on that pitch as well. And as long as this game goes on. He's Altidore, who's done very, very well tonight. It's just a question here for the United States now of getting this job done, pocketing the points and getting on the plane for Mexico City. Madrigal was fouled. I think the United States will be wishing and hoping that the referee blows early once it gets to the 90 minutes in the conditions to get the game over with.
It's too easy for Mehdi Johnson coming into the game as a sub. Can't allow the left back from Costa Rica to get out that easy. Roy Miller's under pressure.
A win for the United States would lift them into second place in this group, by the way. They started the night in bottom position, albeit after just one game. Costa Rica would go to the bottom if it stayed the way it is now. It might not necessarily, because Barrantes plays it out to the far side. Campbell is waiting for it, never got to him.
We asked you and I talked about it for what, 3-4 days? Who's going to play left back? Great decision from Jurgen Klinsmann to play Beasley.
He's done well there.
It's been perfect.
Dempsey, oh, and that's behind Eddie Johnson, who goes for a tumble, almost as if he was on a toboggan ride in the snow. Question now of not making any silly mistakes. Keep it very, very simple. No risky passes.
You mean like that one?
Yeah, exactly. Saborio. Madrigal's made an overlapping run here on the right-hand side, the substitute. And Giancarlo Gonzalez, the central defender, was forward with the header. Has got a couple of goals for his country, and he's already served one suspension in this World qualifying campaign as well. The 3 points the USA so desperately need, 4 minutes away. The ground staff are back on, clearing the lines, maybe for the last time. How on earth have we got through this?
I told you we would.
You were right.
That 45 grounds crew.
Well, Altidore looked like he was fouled. He doesn't get it.
He hasn't gotten any calls from the referee tonight.
Here's Maurice Aidu. Nothing was really on. DeMarcus Beasley's, I think he was aiming towards the corner. It was a miscue, really. Just a couple of caps away from reaching the 100. DeMarcus Beasley would be well deserved, and they will strike some special glassware or something for him to mark the occasion when it happens, I'm sure. Now then, a free kick given away there rather carelessly by Cameron in the kind of range that Ruiz is going to love.
I mean, this ball's a 50-50 ball. Where's the foul?
So here is an anxious moment for the USA again. Looks like Barrantes is going to take this one, not Ruiz. Might this be the last chance for Costa Rica to rescue something? It's Barrantes, and it's away by Dempsey in the end for a grateful USA. We planted straight back in by Ariel Rodriguez. The danger's not over yet, but it is now. What an extraordinary night. Another free kick given away. They've got to be careful with this.
It's really the only chances Costa Rica is going to get is on set pieces.
I've given them another chance to put in a high cross here, and the delivery will have to be good. Look how much snow they're having to move here just to take the free kick. To say conditions are marginal, it would be an understatement. Barrantes again, everybody's forward for Costa Rica, and just couldn't get the ball in the air off the snow. Coming up next will be Sports Centre, but I'm sure they will be reflecting on developments here. Dempsey, the USA will be maybe look to get the ball in towards the corners if they can. Now Dempsey's fouled, and it's a yellow card to be delivered there for Giancarlo Gonzalez, I think. Yep, it is him. Just see that number somewhere through the mist and snow. Do you think there are going to be reindeer outside in the car park?
I don't know.
We've got to get home somehow. There's going to be 5 minutes of stoppage time, by the way. It really has been against all odds, in a way.
But this is a kind of victory that builds character. You know?
Yes, exactly.
You know, with adversity, I'm a believer that adversity reveals character. And with everything that's gone on in the last 10 days with articles on the internet about anonymous quotes, whatever that is, the fact is the players responded tonight. And if they get 3 points, that builds character. That locker room becomes stronger now, much stronger.
Well, look at that. Jeff Cameron,
it's a team effort.
Playing the role of auxiliary snow clearer. Now we've seen it all. Quite bizarre. Don't forget there's 5 minutes of added time at the end of all this. The ball is not going to go out of play. It just stopped in the snow that time. DeMarcus Beasley plays it in towards Gomez, who was trying to hunt something out. Navas, the goalkeeper, can grab it. They'll need to get it forward quickly now. Doing well. The key here is hold possession if you can. That's a nifty piece of play, isn't it? Cool as you like, really. Ariel Rodriguez it was. Miller, long, no frills. Blow to the head. Free kick, USA, that'll do. Zoma Gonzalez has done well tonight.
Done very well.
He'll be growing in confidence all the time. It's only his 5th cap.
Well, you learn a lot about players, how they improve. In the first game, his first World Cup qualifier at Honduras wasn't the best. He's responded very well tonight.
Yeah, he just had that one dodgy moment on the Honduras winner, didn't he? Him and Cameron and Howard between them, just not able to stop Honduras getting the goal they probably deserved, actually, to win that game, if we're brutally honest. Dempsey again. Feeding it wide. Cross comes in towards Hercules Gomez, but he doesn't get there quite ahead of Navas. It was the right run from Gomez.
Great ball in from Eddie Johnson as well.
Costa Ricans will be looking for any free kicks they can maybe induce here. It's a desperate battle for the 3 points. You never know what you're going to get with this hexagonal. Mexico surrendering a 2-goal lead earlier in Honduras for a 2-2 draw. Jamaica drawing with Panama here. The USA might be the only winners on the day. Headed down, but Guzan will take that. He'll check the maker's name on the ball. He'll clear a bit of snow. Maybe sing a song to himself, do anything to let the time go by. Chance of USA. USA ringing around. A freezing crowd here, but a crowd who have witnessed something in its own way quite historic, I think. Kyle Beckerman's going to come on very late on here to replace Hercules Gomez. I would suspect this is simply to wind down the clock a bit more by Jurgen Klinsmann.
Well, and you know Costa Rica's just going to pump the ball forward. Kyle Beckerman, Maurice do, Michael Bradley win those second balls.
Going to get a kick, I think, or a touch here. Beckerman, there he is. Winning his 25th cap. What's the clock saying? Coming up to 94 of the 95 minutes we're going to have. Just need to keep that ball out of harm's way late on, the USA. I tell you what, credit to Costa Rica, though, for not taking the chance to get the game abandoned. I think if they'd have said, no, we can't play on this, we agree with you, referee.
No, but at the time that conversation was happening, they were having the run of play.
Yeah, well,
I think they felt they had the equalizer.
Yeah, but they were one down. I mean, I can think of a lot of teams who would have walked at that point. Well played, DeMarcus Beasley won the ball. USA, no, it's going to be a free kick for Costa Rica. And we have what? Well, probably 15 seconds. They're going to have to just lump this forward and hope there's probably one last piece of defending here for the USA to do. Campbell chasing, it's gone out of play, and I think that will be that. Clint Dempsey saying, how much more of this then, referee? Come on, blow. I think probably viewers across the United States are saying the same thing. The job was getting 3 points. Somehow, some way tonight, and it looks like that's going to be achieved here for Jurgen Klinsmann at the end of what's been a very, very difficult week, the most difficult of his whole reign. That is it on this extraordinary snowy night in the blizzard. The USA have the 3 points that they so desperately needed, and the World Cup campaign is back on track. 1-0 to the USA. Let's cross to Bob Lee.
Thank you, Ian. You don't need a weatherman to tell you which way the wind blows. And the World Cup wins have once again filled the sails of the United States. With Alexi Lawless, Casey Keller, Bob Lee.